Welcome to the Smart Keys podcast, where we skip the noise and give you the strategic takeaways you need to stay ahead. Today, we are doing a critical deep dive into the technology that's really powering the modern knowledge economy. I'm talking about online course platforms.
And this isn't just about, a simple review of software features. This is about strategy. The online course business, it's a fundamental shift in how professionals monetize their expertise and, honestly, how big companies scale internal training.
Right.
So our mission today is to analyze a comprehensive review of a major platform, and we're focusing purely on the practical value, the strategic insights you need to launch and scale fast.
That's the key distinction, isn't it? We're trying to look past the glossy marketing pages to figure out what actually lets you launch with speed, and maybe more importantly, what are the hidden friction points that are going to trip you up the moment you try to scale. And the source material we're looking at, it delivers one massive takeaway right at the top, and it's all about validation. This platform seems engineered to get you live fast with polished pages, which makes it, ideal for testing if your idea even works.
And you can do that with minimal risk, maybe even on the free plan.
Exactly.
And that launch velocity is the ultimate competitive advantage right now. I mean, if you can go from an idea to market validation in days instead of months, you save so much capital, so much time.
And in this, future of work landscape we're all in, that ability to test your assumptions without a huge development cost is a massive strategic differentiator.
It's huge.
Okay, so let's unpack that speed advantage. The first section of our dive is all about the blueprint for rapid course creation. So the course builder and the site builder. They promise efficiency, but where's the trade-off? Are we just sacrificing customization for that speed?
I'd say the trade-off is managed pretty smartly through structure. The builders, they rely heavily on templates and these pre-built sections. You get a drag-and-drop editor that's really designed for assembly, not complex custom coding.
Okay, so you're sacrificing that really bespoke design, but you're getting a professional look and, more importantly, speed.
Precisely. And for most creators, that's absolutely the right choice because it cuts down on the development time that just paralyzes so many people when they're starting out.
And the flexibility on the content side seems pretty impressive. You're not just stuck uploading, a few long videos.
Not at all. The supported lesson types are really robust. We're talking video, audio, text, PDFs, slides. And for those, high-touch premium groups, you can integrate live Zoom lessons directly.
That blend of formats is so important. I mean, modern students just expect content delivered in the way that they learn best.
It is. And mixing formats, it doesn't just improve engagement, it also supports accessibility and, of course, retention. But what's really fascinating for anyone planning to build a whole catalog of courses, not just one, are the efficiency features on the back end.
Like what?
We're talking about the bulk importer and, crucially, a centralized video library.
The centralized library. Why does that matter beyond just, being a place to store files?
Because it enables asset reuse and version control across your entire catalog. So let's say you have a lesson on advanced Excel pivot tables that applies to 5 of your different courses. You don't have to upload it 5 times.
You just copy it.
You copy the lesson structure and the assets instantly. And then when you decide to update that lesson a year later, you update it once, and it pushes that update to every course that uses it. That seemingly small feature is where the cost savings really start to compound as you scale.
And it seems like they've built the validation loop right into the platform. It's not just passive viewing.
That is a key distinction. The platform includes built-in quizzes, assignments, and surveys. Quizzes and assignments, they validate learning. Are students actually getting it? And surveys, they let you collect targeted feedback mid-course so you can improve your content for the next group.
Right, based on real data, not just a gut feeling.
Exactly. And from the student side, the auto-issuing certificates just streamline the admin load. You confirm their completion without having to do it manually.
Okay, so we've established they let you build content fast and professionally. But speed in the classroom doesn't matter if the storefront doesn't convert visitors into students. So how does the site builder bridge that gap?
The emphasis here is all on quick conversion optimization. You get 3 theme families, 10 style variations, and a library of about 23 pre-formatted sections.
So you can launch a site that's basically conversion optimized from day one without needing a graphic designer or knowing CSS.
Yes, you're just dragging and dropping these ready-made elements onto your pages. Landing pages, sign-up pages, checkout pages.
And those quick wins are essential for getting sales right away. I mean, you can just drop in CTAs, FAQs, testimonials, smart product blocks.
All of that visual merchandising is frankly, non-negotiable for conversion rates. But the detail I really appreciate is the checkout friction reduction. You can manage the pricing and the order forms right on the same page.
Oh, that's big. Because every time you force a student to click through another page to pay, you're giving them a chance to leave.
You are. This single-page payment flow is engineered to maximize those conversion rates.
Okay, this is where the conversation gets really meaty. We're moving from creation and design speed to the operational and financial mechanics. Section 2, sales, payments, and, critically, the strategic gaps that you must plan for. Let's start with the native sales power.
The platform's bundled promotional features let creators run campaigns immediately without patching together a dozen other apps. You can manage coupons, set limited time offers, run price tests, all right in the dashboard. And the sales widgets are brilliant. You can embed buy links directly on external websites or blogs.
So you're saying a creator could put a buy link right inside a popular blog post on a related topic. That cuts out a few steps in the sales funnel.
Precisely. You sell where your audience is already consuming content. And the payment flexibility is strong right out of the box, supporting Stripe and PayPal for one-time fees, installments, memberships.
And what about the value of bundling? That seems like a pretty simple way to increase revenue.
Bundles are excellent for raising your average order value, or AOV. Instead of just selling one course for, say, $99, you bundle it with a template pack and a checklist for $149. That direct lift in AOV seriously improves your profitability without you having to spend more on marketing.
And for the B2B side.
The ability to sell corporate access with group seats and invoicing is critical for landing those larger, high-value clients.
Okay, now for the strategic friction points.
Yeah.
The insider knowledge you really need to factor into your time and your budget. What are the key manual bottlenecks here?
The first major one is affiliate management. While you can spin up an affiliate program quickly, the source highlights that you have to expect manual registration and commission approvals. And the UX, the user experience of the affiliate dashboard, can sometimes frustrate your partners.
And if your affiliates don't trust the numbers or find it clunky, they're just not going to promote you.
Exactly. This means you have to allocate serious admin time every month and have a crystal clear payment workflow to keep your top performers happy. That is a true scaling cost.
The critical hidden cost. Okay, what about larger operations? Like migrating a big course or landing a huge corporate sale where you need to enroll hundreds of users at once.
That's where the scaling challenges with bulk enrollments pop up. The current process requires you to upload a CSV file for each course, and the source material specifies this can take 10 to 20 minutes each.
Wow, that is a huge time sink. So if I land a 500-person corporate contract, I could be spending a good chunk of my day just uploading lists. That sounds like a business risk if I'm trying to deliver fast corporate onboarding.
It absolutely is, and that's a known caveat for anyone doing large migrations or big corporate sales. You have to factor that into your operational timeline from day one. If you scale fast, that manual process will become a massive bottleneck.
So you have to plan to automate early. We also need to talk about compliance and accessibility, starting with captions.
Right. Automatic captions aren't available natively, and accessibility should be a standard part of any professional content strategy. Because the platform doesn't offer auto-captioning, you have to allocate time for manually uploading SRT files. This needs to be a standard, budgeted step in your workflow.
And finally, the big one, tax compliance. This can be an absolute nightmare when you're selling globally, especially in Europe. I'm seeing EU, VAT, MAL-SS. If I'm new to this, what does that even mean, and why should I care about it right now?
That is the single most important compliance headache for digital sellers, period. EU, VAT, OSSS, it stands for Value Added Tax Mini One-Stop Shop, is the rule set for digital sales across the EU. And once your business hits certain thresholds, you are legally required to calculate and remit VAT based on where your student lives. The critical note here is that the platform does not auto-calculate this for you.
So if I start to scale internationally and I just ignore this,
You risk significant compliance failure and potentially crippling fines. This forces you to ask how much admin load is acceptable. If you plan to scale internationally, you absolutely need to integrate a third-party tool like Quaderno. That is non-negotiable for true cross-border scaling.
this brings us perfectly to Section 3, the why it matters, connecting these features to profitable business outcomes through analytics and a smart scaling strategy.
Right. Data-driven iteration is paramount. The centralized reporting, which you get on the start and growth plans, is vital. It groups revenue, orders, enrollments, and student engagement all together. You need that unified view to spot trends and gaps quickly.
And the power here isn't just knowing your total revenue, right? It's about the actionable insights. Tell me more about those engagement reports.
They let you compare your total enrollments against completion rates. They show you which lesson formats, video versus text, for example, get the most views. If you see a major drop-off point in one module, you know that module is broken. That data lets you rework weak sections immediately and prioritize the content formats that really drive completion.
And boosting completion rates, that's not just a vanity metric, it's a revenue driver.
Absolutely. Higher completion rates mean happier students, which leads to better testimonials, more referrals, a stronger reputation, all of which leads to higher lifetime customer value. The strategic insight here is to use monthly KPI reviews to turn those raw numbers into immediate course updates. It has to be a continuous improvement cycle.
Okay, let's talk integrations. The platform has an app store with over 45 apps. When should a creator start layering in these external tools?
The rule of thumb should always be to start lean. Only add an app when it clearly saves you time or demonstrably lifts your revenue. For example, the native transactional emails are fine for purchase receipts, but for nurture sequences or lead magnets, you'll need to connect an external email service provider or ESP like MailChimp or ConvertKit.
You have to understand that those external workflows are necessary for marketing automation.
They are. And for people planning to use the higher tiers, the API access is key for managing that complexity without, creating data fragmentation.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the API access, which you get on the Grow tier, it unlocks essential complex automations, usually through a tool like Zapier. Think about it this way. Your email system and your course platform need to talk to each other constantly. When a student cancels their subscription, you need the API to tell your email provider to automatically remove the active subscriber tag.
So if you don't do that, you end up manually managing fragmented data.
And you waste marketing spend, and you could even have compliance issues. You have to map your tech stack early to avoid that kind of data chaos.
Let's quickly map the pricing tiers to a scaling business plan. How should a business approach the free, start, and grow options?
Use the free plan strictly to validate demand. You get one course, unlimited students. It's zero financial risk for testing product market fit. Once you've validated, you move to start. That's where you unlock the professional appearance and engagement unlimited courses, custom domains, live lessons, and app access.
And the final step for maximizing efficiency and control is the grow plan.
Correct. Grow is where the serious automation kicks in. API access, bulk emails, bulk enrollments, despite that CSV bottleneck we talked about, and removing the platform's branding. But here's the major financial lever. There are no transaction fees on any plan, and annual billing saves you about 25%. When you're forecasting costs, that zero transaction fee advantage is a massive benefit compared to platforms that take a cut of every sale.
So synthesizing this whole deep dive, who is this platform ultimately best for?
If your highest priority is launch velocity, getting a polished professional product to market immediately so you can test and iterate, this platform is a very strong contender. It handles that front-end design lift remarkably well.
Okay, here's the final practical takeaway for you, the listener. When you're planning your launch and mapping out your financial projections, you need to map your entire tech stack early. The difference between success and struggling really lies in anticipating those manual workflows, like the affiliate approvals and the time needed for bulk enrollments, and planning to automate them with a tool like Zapier the moment you choose that growth tier. Don't wait until the bottleneck has already started leaking profit.
And here's a provocative thought to explore that really quantifies this whole discussion. Given the competitive landscape, where a platform like Teachable offers easier tax handling through their back-office service for a 2% fee, you should ask yourself this critical question. If you expect to make $100,000 in sales, that 2% fee is $2,000. How much is simplified EU VAT compliance truly worth to your margin when you compare that $2,000 fee to this platform's zero transaction fee advantage, which might save you $5,000 to $10,000 a year? That specific, data-driven calculation is what dictates your optimal choice for long-term scalability.
That specific math, the cost of compliance versus the margin lift, is a perfect point to chew on as you plan your next move. We really hope this deep dive into strategic course platform insights helps you work smarter and stay ahead in the knowledge industry.
Thank you for tuning in to the Smart Keys podcast.
If you want to explore the features, pricing, and growth strategies discussed today in full detail, you can find a link to the complete article we mentioned in the show notes. And please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next deep dive into the future of work and business efficiency.